Welcome back. Let's go through all the food that I'm actually taking and hopefully eating on this 5-day backpacking trip. But first,
don't forget to subscribe, check out the podcast. Also check out the Colorado Trail trip video. I'll put a link up there somewhere and you can see this food in action. Let's get back to the video.
before I actually get into the food itself, I do want to bring up and talk about, I have a new cooking food storage system for this trip specifically. So first, good old Ben over at Hilltop Packs, he sent us some of his, these are the Ultra fabric, that new, he put that logo on there, look at that. No faces though.
Bryce, what do you like that? Yeah.
I do like that. I mean, I don't have one of those.
Yeah, brand new.
I never got sent one.
A gift to us, actually.
You got sent these?
Yeah, a couple, actually.
I mean, I didn't check my mail for a couple.
It's probably lost in the mail.
It's
probably lost in the mail.
Maybe it's in there.
Yeah, definitely.
He put this new Ultra material to use in a food bag, so we're using his Ultra flat, and they're flat bottom too, which I really like. Flat bottom food bag. I've already put all the food in this. It holds all of this food perfectly fine. So I'm pretty excited. The Ultra fabric is a little bit more durable than Dyneema. It's a little bit heavier, but it's a little bit more durable. So something like a food bag that, one, it's going to be on the ground a lot when you're using it. So you could have like abrasion from the ground and then you're always shoving it in and out of your pack. So it kind of makes sense to have something a little bit more durable for a food bag. So going with the Ultra food bag. Big change, and I've been eyeing this sucker ever since it came out, and this came out a few years ago. This is the Vargo Bot. If you're not familiar with this, what this is a 1 liter titanium cook pot, but the ingenuity here and the thing I really like about it is it has a screw-on lid. The thought being you can use this as a water bottle if you need to, hence the name. I got it because we've been doing a lot of cold soaking on our trips, and I was just getting so tired of like my cold soaking bags would always leak, or I'd cold soak it in my old pot and I'd bend over and stuff would come out the top. And I really wanted like a good screw top thing to cold soak in. And additionally, what's really nice about this, kind of obvious and not the reason I got it, if you need excess storage for water, like let's say we got a water up, camel up, and we need to camel water for several miles, I have an additional liter of storage capacity for water. So I think it's pretty cool. Really ingenious design. It's just really expensive. We did buy this. These things are $100. So another reason I got it was it's also it's like a 1/2 ounce, 1 ounce lighter than the Snow Peak pot that I normally bring. So it's lighter, cold soak, water bottle, easier to deal with. Love the design, so big upgrade there. Obviously this kind of setup only comes with me on the trips with Andy where we share a stove, so he'll carry the gas canister and I'll carry this in the stove, and then we'll use the 1 liter pot to boil water for both of us, and it's really nice having that. And of course I immediately made a Reflectix koozie. Let's get down to it. So our trip, which we probably might be on when you're watching this, but we are doing 5 days, 4 nights along the Colorado Trail, somewhere between, 60, 65 miles ish. So pretty aggressive backpacking trip. I think we're going to easily crack 10,000 feet of climbing. So pretty rigorous, pretty hard, pretty aggressive backpacking trip, 5 days. And this is all the food. Lastly, before we dive right in, there are a couple like angles I tried to make here with this setup. So the first, and we discussed this on our trip last year, we are really trying to sneak as much protein as possible into our meals, and I'll talk about how we do that in a second. We're so sick of all the carbs, and you really need to be upping your protein levels when you're out there, hiking 10 to 12 hours day after day after day. Your body is constantly being broken down, and traditional backpacking food, super carb heavy. So we're trying to squeeze as many grams of protein in here as we can. We'll talk about how. And then the second goal here, and I'm trying this out new, is I'm just trying to make this experience healthier. And I'll talk about how I did that, but I threw some stuff out, brought some stuff in. I'm just trying to make this healthier. Hiking food is just crap. Like, it's crap nutritionally, a lot of it. So I'm trying to make things significantly healthier. And I don't even know what that means. Like, just cleaner, less processed stuff. and then more protein. So those are the goals here. Let's go. We'll start over here with dinners. So we got sent these, and Andy cooked one at our last trip where we went up to Lake Erie. Check that out. But this is a Pinnacle Foods company, and I think we had this one when we were out there. This is the jalapeno cheddar biscuits and herb sausage gravy. This is really good stuff. I've tried one of their meals with Andy. They sent us these, and they're out of Montana. So good. Expensive. I think one of these is 10 to 15 bucks, but this is 770 calories. So it's a lot of food, but it's really, really, really good. So I've got the jalapeno cheddar biscuits and herb sausage gravy for one dinner. And then another dinner, I've got their Chipotle beef burrito bowl. So I'm really excited to take these. The one meal I tried was like very good. So Pinnacle Foods, there we go. Another little thing I'm trying with this is less bags. I'm just gonna cook these in the bags they come in. Less bags. I'm sick of all the micro trash. Rounding out the dinners, I bought a number 10 can of Mountain House lasagna, the best Italian backpacking food I've had. I've had the number 10 can in my freezer for a year. I got one or two more meals out of it. So dinner number 3 is the Mountain House biscuits and lasagna. Dinner number 4, I gotta have one of these every single hike. This is standard 2 packets of Instant Mac, Easy Mac, and a packet of Nutrient Foods mac and cheese. So with the healthy angle, I'm trying to get more nutrients, more micronutrients. So like things like a multivitamin, more micronutrients in here. So the 2 packets of Easy Mac and then a packet of Nutrient Foods mac and cheese, which I've tried before, and it's really good. So all this is probably another 500 to 1,000 calories. So those are the dinners. 2 Pinnacle Foods, a Mountain House lasagna, and a fun little mac and cheese meal I made. Let's go to breakfast. Breakfast, I went super simple and super basic. Normally on these trips, I would probably rotate in like biscuits and gravy or a breakfast skillet. I've honestly just been missing oatmeal. I did oatmeal on my last trip to Yosemite, like last big trip, and I liked it. And a good thing about oatmeal is it's really easy to put in some protein powder. So I've been doing that now. So this is 2 scoops of a chocolate protein powder and 2 scoops of a vanilla protein powder. It will get mixed in every morning with the oatmeal. So the oatmeal, I've got some Nutrient Foods cinnamon oatmeal, and I've got about 2 to 3 packages of just typical instant oatmeal, and then 2 packages of the dinosaur egg oatmeal. Whatever. So what I'll do is I've got 6 of these packets. So 1.5 packets a morning mixed with protein powder flavor of choice. And those are going to be my breakfast. And I found that as long as I rotate the types of oatmeal, and by that I mean like cinnamon, brown sugar, and then I also rotate the protein powder with it, I don't get sick of it. So I've never done a trip 5 mornings of oatmeal, but I think with rotating the protein powder and the flavors, I think I cannot get sick of it. So, and honestly, oatmeal gets a bad rap, but if you get the low sugar stuff, which I try and do, and you mix some protein in it, it's pretty good, like nutritionally. Always important, the drink bag. So I'm going back to the basics for coffee. I got these look like crack rock baggies. I'm doing the Medaglia d'Oro. I used to do that years ago. Pick that up from Shug. It is so good. The hype is real. I love Medaglia d'Oro. It's technically instant espresso. I haven't put coffee creamer in here, and I don't know if I'm gonna do coffee creamer, but the Medaglia d'Oro instant espresso, rounding out all the drinks. So I brought these last year. Scott, my buddy we went to Colorado with, got me into these. These are Noon tablets, so electrolyte tablets. I really like them, and they make fantastic cocktail mix. Also, of course, I bring 2 to 3 types of Mio, and we usually share Mio between us all, but I usually bring 2 electrolyte Mios and a caffeinated Mio. So I've got a grape, a tropical cherry, and a dark cherry. That's the caffeinated one. Out in Colorado, out in California, out in these like super exposed, dry environments, you usually sweat a lot, and a lot more than you think you are. So I'm getting really anal about electrolyte replenishment out here. That's what the Noon tablets are kind of for. But that's the drink bag. And then in there, I'm bringing, also back to the basics here, my hot sauce of choice, and I haven't brought this in a long time, I'm bringing Frank's Red Hot. I usually bring sriracha, mixing it up, Frank's Red Hot. So that is drinks and breakfast. Let's move on to lunch and snacks. We've been doing this kind of protocol for probably the last year and a half where I don't really have a designated lunch. I kind of do, we'll talk about, but I'm not like, I don't have a lunch plan for every day. I just have a bunch of food that I will eat throughout the day and maybe stop and eat. And that's kind of gonna be my lunch. What is not pictured here, which I am gonna bring, but I'm gonna buy them the morning we leave so they're fresh, is I am gonna bring some small flour tortillas. I just, you know, it's not like it's needed, but it's nice to have just like real food. I dehydrated and made our famous beef and bean burrito mix. We have a video on this. I'll throw a link up on the screen. It's super easy to make, super good, and this cold soaks very, very well. So every day I'll probably take a little ration of this and cold soak it in the bot and then put it on a tortilla. Also, back to the basics, I'm bringing a brick of cheese. So I used to do this religiously, not so much anymore, but with the tortilla mix and the burritos and the hot sauce, some cheese sounded good. So a block of sharp cheddar. This is something that just couldn't have turned out better. In keeping with this theme of like real food, not from a machine, I made my own smoked beef jerky, and oh my God, it is good. No chemicals, no preservatives, no nitrates, just straight steak, teriyaki, barbecue sauce on my smoker for about 4 to 5 hours. I have never made jerky on a smoker before, and this is so incredibly good. I made 2 bags, one for my trip in California and one for this trip, and I've already just eaten the California bag, so I'm gonna make some more, but I wanted to make my own beef jerky. It's fun. It's also like a fifth of the cost of buying it at the store. But then I also just wanted control over the ingredients. So made my own beef jerky. I'll rotate this in as needed. I got these a while ago. They sent them to me. These are Nutrient Foods nutrient cookies. So just a simple carb source that's got good micronutrients. I used to like religiously take my multivitamins on these trips, especially at altitude. You want to be making sure you're taking a multivitamin at altitude. But the thought here is if I can get these nutrient fortified foods like the mac and cheese, like the oatmeal, like these cookies, I don't have to worry as much about being on par with my multivitamins. So I got the nutrient cookies. I'll just kind of eat these when I want. Then normally I go and get some like super terrible, unhealthy trail mix because, you know, you want a good trail mix. But I was able to find, and I'm pretty excited with this on Amazon, this is a trail mix that's just walnuts, dried mango, almonds, dried cranberry, and pumpkin seeds. It's not gonna taste as good as the normal trail mix I bring that's like straight sugar and processed carbs and all that stuff, but it'll be filling, packed full of nutrients, and I'm willing to make a little taste sacrifice, and I think this will be good. I'm not trying to be crazy with the like healthy nutrient angle, but I've just thought about over the years like how terrible the food is that hikers eat, and if there's little things, little substitutions I can make that don't cost anything extra, I'm gonna do it. Rounding out these snacks is every day I have a Cliff Bar and a protein bar. Once again, trying to keep protein high. That's why I got the beef jerky. That's why I got this Omega Mix. Protein, just as much as you can. And yeah, that rounds out the snacks. So the normal day will be wake up, make some oatmeal, have some Medaglia d'Oro, mix some protein powder in with the oatmeal. Then throughout the day, I'll be eating a mixture of trail mix, beef jerky, beef and bean burritos, cheese, Cliff Bars, and protein bars. Not all of that every day, but some sort of mix of those, 6 items throughout the day. I like to snack. And then dinner, we've got 2 dinners from Pinnacle Foods, and then lasagna from Mountain House, and then Easy Mac, and then some Nutrient Foods mac and cheese. So that is it. I'm not gonna lie. Normally I do bring a little bit more food, but I have yet to have a backpacking trip where I've eaten all the food I brought. So I'm trying to be smart about this, not bring extra food. I have a little bit of extra with the bars and stuff, and a little bit extra for the rationing for like beef jerky and the burritos and stuff like that. And this is like a you know, 2 or 3 pound bag of trail mix. So a little extra there, but I'm really trying to not lug around a bunch of extra food and not keep as many little baggies and stuff. That always annoyed me. So that's kind of like my strategy here. Hopefully this helps you when you're planning for a backpacking trip. We have fine-tuned this over 10 years about, you know, it's a mixture of what tastes good, what's easy to make, what's healthy, what's available, and what's kind of cheap, not super expensive. And this is kind of what we got. Andy's food loadout is very, very similar. You're gonna have to watch the trip video to see some of his meals, but very, very similar. That is it. Excited to eat all this stuff, and go make yourself some beef jerky. It's super easy.